Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Besides, a different need, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Oh, yeah, everyone. Hello. Welcome again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. I am back, and it's good to be back in the saddle once again. Got my brothers in sports with me tonight. Then we bring on my co-host. He might be a little salty tonight. Ando might be a little salty tonight, too. But let me go ahead and bring my man, Seven in. Seven, what's going on, buddy?
Can you hear
How
me?
you doing?
Can you hear me all right?
Yep, I got you.
Okay.
I
You
kind
know
of like
what?
that look you got, that vibe that you have with the phone. I kind of like how you got that because you got that good wide angle shot. I like that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That looks good.
Doing things a little different, getting my equipment taken care of, but that's all right. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just do it like this from now on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not salty. And I'm gonna tell you. You know what? We'll dive into why I'm not salty when we get into football. But man, you know what? For it being a Monday, at least I'm not a Cowboys.
They're losing right now. The Cowboys losing right now 17-10. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Joe Mixon already got two tugs. Two of them. Two tugs. All right. Let me bring in my man Ando. You can catch him here as well as with me on the Geek Gauntlet podcast. Ando, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what up, Will? I told you I'd be here for Monday Night Sports Reports. I'm actually going to agree with Seven. I'm not salty at all about the game yesterday. I'll bounce off of Seven when we start talking about it. Also, I'm repping the hat today. Bulls finally took a win. We needed the win today against Detroit. Much needed win.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, bro, it's good to have you back, man.
Thank you.
You just made a rookie mistake.
What kind of
say it?
Why? What rookie mistake did I make?
Hey, Ando, you want to know how the Bulls fans and the Cowboys fans are basically the same?
We talk about championships from 30 years ago.
You're holding on to that old 90s glory.
Dude,
can't perform consistency.
Have you seen our team since then? There's nothing else to talk. Maybe D Rose and Carlos Boozer, but that's about the only thing we can talk about, man.
Right, but in the grand scheme of things, the Cowboys don't have shit to talk about either because they waste talent. Dude,
I'm gonna rep my team, man. I'm gonna rep my team.
You struggle with the injuries, and you got an old ass owner that has lost touch with the game.
Hey, like I said,
Cowboys fans.
But like I say, at least we as Bulls fans know we ain't winning no championship no time soon.
You are far more realistic. You are far more.
We ain't winning no championship no time soon. We already know it.
Hell no.
All right. Let me go ahead and bring in from the original Player versus Team podcast. Let's bring my man John in. John, what's up?
Oh, my team's won this weekend. You know,
Shut up.
You know who I'm pissed
That's all
off
I'm
at?
saying.
You know who I'm pissed off at? I'm pissed
The
off
Bulls
at
took
Aaron
an
Jones.
L to my Rockets too.
Yes,
A
they
big
did.
one.
I'm
God
pissed
damn.
I'm pissed off
Woo!
at Aaron Jones.
How do you give up
Pissed off.
140 points? Oh wait, you're playing the Bulls. That's why. Never mind.
I'm pissed off at Aaron
Never mind.
Jones.
And
Aaron
Zach
Jones
Levine
ain't
got
nothing.
fired tonight.
Aaron Jones ain't do nothing Sunday.
He
Nothing.
didn't.
Not
He
a
did
damn
not.
thing.
But he
That
didn't have
motherfucker
to-
got me.
Look,
Look at
Will, he didn't have to do nothing. Look at who the Vikings were playing.
That's
right?
true.
You could have sneezed mayonnaise on the field and they would have beaten the Titans.
That's true. That's true.
But that's not fair because that would no.
Yeah, well, Yeah, Will Levis plays for the Titans, and
Oh,
his
it is?
ma-
Okay.
They
yeah, his-
apparently have a good run defense, and everything else is trash upon that team. So
Yep.
that pretty much looks like what's going on with the Titans.
Mhm.
All right. Let me go ahead and bring in another person. Let me go ahead and bring my man Ambrose in. He is still the ex-overlord. And I did that without any compression. Ambrose, what's up?
Okay, a couple things here. One, I know Tony's miffed because he's doing the Clinton point when he talks. You know, I don't know what's up with Ando. He looks like the first guy to be arrested in a Law and Order episode.
Oh, damn.
Like the guy that doesn't matter, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this guy really doesn't matter. Just cut him loose." Like that guy.
I just want to say real quick. Northeast Streaming Sports, thank you for having us. We do appreciate it. Matt Man, get better, my brother. Matt Man normally handles all the channels. He's been in the hospital as of late. Please, my man, get better, my friend. Get better.
And last point to open, since we're talking about the Cowboys, Jake Paul has more wins inside of AT&T Stadium than the Cowboys do right now.
Yep. He's made more money too.
Let me go around the room and ask this question. Let me go around the room and ask this question. Was that while Ambrose brought it up? Was that fight scripted? Was it
Yep,
fixed?
that fight was rigged.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
it
Of course
was.
it was.
Yeah. You can see there's a part, I think it was in the second round when Paul and Tyson clench up and Paul whispers something into Tyson's ear. Tyson was not the same after what he whispered in that ear.
I don't think it was fixed.
That doesn't sound
I
pleasant,
think it was kind of like given because I don't think Tyson would go in and fix a fight,
No.
but I think it was heavily implied that it was to put Paul over.
Yep. Then, dude, yeah, I mean, if you're putting somebody over in a fight against a dude you know will kick your ass and knock you the hell out, it's rigged.
Like, I mean, I don't know if it was outright fixed because I don't think Tyson would do that.
The only way Tyson was going to get all the money that he was promised in that fight was if Paul made it out of the 8 rounds and was made to look the winner.
Yeah.
I don't think that matters to Tyson when it comes to boxing, though.
Maybe if I were Tyson though, I would have said "fuck your money" and
But
beat the hell out of you.
But Ambrose, you're thinking of Tyson as a lot of people that are in our age bracket and older do of what we
What's
had
that,
in the 90s.
No.
And the thing that you got to remember is that dude is 60 years old.
Yeah,
The
he
money
is.
he made from that Netflix fight is going to take care of his grandkids' children.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's not worried about himself at this point. He's already done laid his legacy. He has no reason not to take something like this with a huge fucking payday.
I mean,
It's I can't say it is.
personally, I just like watching people complain about watching a fight on Netflix and complain about Netflix ripping them off. It's like, do you realize what pay-per-view did to people that bought fights like 30 years ago?
Hell yeah.
At least
Don't
they
even
didn't-
bring
at least
that
they
up.
weren't-
Those fights were like $100.
Yeah, but at least they
Ando,
weren't choppy and you
Ando.
didn't get to see it.
Ando, what about all them WrestleManias back in the day?
Oh, dude.
Bruh.
At
Bruh.
least they didn't kick you off at 25% buffering and being like, "It's your internet service. Check your internet." Nah, fuck you, Netflix. Fix your shit.
That's been going
All
on
you
at
had to
Netflix.
do was pause it
Yeah.
for like 3 or 4 minutes, and it wouldn't have buffered anymore.
I
You know
tried
who-
that, and it
thanks
still
to
told me
Twitter.
my internet was fucked up.
Slash X.
You
No,
know, gets a
you just
fuck-
had to pause it for a little bit, let it catch up,
You know who else? You
and
know
then
who
it
else?
was fine the rest of the time.
You know who else gets a fuck you? Sam Donald. Fuck you, Sam Donald. Your ass gonna come out of nowhere, out of motherfucking nowhere. 40 fantasy freaking points. You was on my damn bench. the whole time. I thought it Jalen motherfucking Hurts. He ain't do shit.
I wouldn't have started Hurts against that. defense.
Sam Darnold. So are the Jets the new Browns? Like if you leave the Jets, are you automatically
No,
a
the
good
Browns are still
quarterback?
Browns. The Browns are still.
You can't have the Jets be the new Browns when the Browns are still the Browns.
Yep.
Yeah, but like
Yep,
it's like
there is no new
it's,
Brown.
it's like Zach Wilson left, and Zach Wilson's halfway decent. Sam Darnold left. Sam Darnold's putting up video game numbers, and Aaron Rodgers goes there, and it's like, well, no, you're not going to make the Hall of Fame now, buddy.
To be fair, Zach Wilson was on the injury report this week, so he couldn't have played any worse than he did in New York.
Facts.
Rodgers need to get rid of that porno mustache. He might be all right.
Hey, Kyle, man.
Yo, Rodgers is
Like
going
I
to
told
arrest
you.
Ando in the new Law and Order show.
Hey, like I told you, Kyle, I'm
You
pissed.
gonna arrest that dragon?
Like,
Look, Sparky didn't say or do anything so far.
bad.
Keep him out of it. Keep him out of it.
Hey.
He's behaving today.
hey,
No, the Dragon's going to press charges.
damn. Hey, Kyle, real quick, man. We talked about it in our little group chat on the phone. Goddamn, how the hell? And this was my concern coming into it. I got a league where I got a chance to draft both Hurts and Barkley because I thought it was a good idea at the time. Now I'm thinking it ain't such a good idea.
I don't think that's a bad handcuff.
I don't. When they're on hand, it's not a bad team to have.
I mean, because look at Saquon. Saquon got down, and Hurts did. And I know some of it is game script, some of it is play calling, but I really look at Hurts as being better than what he was. That Washington defense isn't a world beater defense.
What? Well, why are you believing in an Alabama quarterback? That was your first mistake.
Because he's not playing for the Raiders.
Man, but that just made me upset, man. That just made me mad. This was 18 fantasy points. This made me mad.
I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like with the Raiders, man. It's getting to the point where it's like I can't even get mad at them for losing. I'm like, yep, down by 20. That's on brand. Second
I feel
quarter.
sorry for y'all because your whole backfield's jacked up. Your whole running backfield's just jacked up.
Who would have thought we got rid of Josh Jacobs that would have happened? Like, who would have thought? Like, not giving Josh Jacobs the money he wanted to ask for, even though he wanted to stay there, and he didn't even sign with Kansas City because he still felt loyalty to the team that wouldn't pay him. Who would have thought that would have happened when he left?
Hey, Ambrose, how do you feel about the Raiders receiving room when Davante Adams left? Because now you got nobody to throw through.
Oh, hold on. Hey, take that back. Brock Bowers.
He's a tight end. He doesn't count. And he's white. He doesn't count.
Ando, I felt about the same as your mom feels every time she has to celebrate your birthday.
Well, considering I have a twin, she has a reason.
I just smile and pretend everything's okay, and I'm very happy.
Hey,
see, my twin brother celebrates the same birthday, so my mom's still happy. It's all right.
Hey, but Brock Bowers the man. Come on now, y'all.
Dude, I'm not saying Brock Bowers isn't the man, but you should have known that your season was screwed when your best offensive weapon is not there. You could have gotten away with it. You could have gotten away with it with Jacobs not being there if you had some form of pass offense through Davante Adams.
Honestly, they should have gotten rid of Davante Adams. They should have gotten rid of Davante Adams when his stock was up 2 years ago because he never wanted to be there.
No. Well, so
every year he talked about leaving. He never wanted to be there.
He was okay when Derek Carr was there because he and Derek Carr were teammates. As soon as
but then Ronald McDaniel messed that up.
As soon as they decided that Carr wasn't going to be their quarterback, they should have been like, well, this was a 17-game experiment gone down the tube. Fuck it, here we go.
All right, you guys.
And the Raiders have that history going all the way back to when they rehired Art Shell, and they had Jerry Porter, and they had a halfway decent. They had Jerry Porter and Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. You sign a blue chip receiver to the Raiders, and you're just asking because Jerry Porter, Randy Moss, Antonio Brown, now Davante Adams.
Hayward Bay at a time was a really good receiver for the Raiders.
Hayward Bay was a middling receiver. He was like he was a solid 2 to 3 receiver. I wouldn't say he was blue chip.
I dare y'all disrespect Hunter Renfrow like that. But let me go ahead and I dare y'all disrespect Jacoby Myers. Come on, man. You can't do you all right with Jacoby. But let's go ahead and start talking about some football. Boy, Danny Dimes got benched. Let's talk about it. I feel like we could go, any one of us can go get that quarterback position from the Giants right now. Right.
You know, before we start ragging on him, though, I did see some interesting stats. He's been rushed the most times. He has the weakest offensive line, and there was another stat. Daniel Jones is kind of having a hard time. Now, that being said, he should have adjusted by now. We're in, the 10th game of the season? So he should have adjusted by now. He should have moved on, and he should be putting together something resembling.
Ambrose, how can you adjust to play football when your offensive line is Twix and bricks from the last hurricane that hit Florida?
And how are you going to put the whole blame on him?
You shouldn't, but you should be able. The Giants are a messed up organization anyway. You shouldn't have paid Daniel Jones $160 million. Put that money into an offensive line.
He's definitely not worth that much money.
Yeah. What's up, Dan?
What's up, buddy? How you guys doing?
Chilling.
Not too bad, man. Glad you're here.
I just saw John's
That's the real guy that
I
gets
just saw
arrested
John's
on
fucking subtitle. I just saw John's fucking subtitle thing. I might as well just put, I don't know fucking anything about basketball.
Well, Dan, when you got a guy like Ambrose on the set, you know stupid stuff is going to be said all day. It's just nothing that happens.
Dan's the main suspect to get arrested in the Law and Order episode that Ando was falsely accused of doing.
Yes.
Don't worry, Dan.
I'm the first guy they interview. No,
Ando is.
I wasn't
clearly
there.
But let's go ahead and talk about the Bills and the Chiefs game. The Bills get that monkey off their back. They finally get that win, 30-21.
Is Taylor Swift okay? Is Tay good?
Who cares?
You can talk shit when the Raiders win more than one game in a row.
Yep.
I just want to make sure Tay-Tay's good. She's been having a really rough week.
Now, Seven, you said you're not salty about it. Tell me why you're not salty about it.
There's a whole lot of things that are in play. The first thing is nobody likes watching football when the AFC is locked up before Thanksgiving.
Fact.
Let's just call that what it is. It's better for
Fact.
football than Kansas City lost.
True.
The other thing is you don't want to watch a team like Kansas City play a bunch of meaningless football for what is essentially a month and a half to 2 months until they actually need to, it needs to make sense. You've got the undefeated season monkey off your back, so you no longer have to worry about taking extra risks just to hit that benchmark. You have more incentive for guys like Mahomes and the questionable offensive schemes of Matt Nagy, because what Nagy has done to that offense this year is not great. Kansas City's offense is worse than it was last year, and Kansas City's offense was the weakness last year when they won the Super Bowl. So this is more incentive for the Chiefs to improve. So I don't hate it. I also think that it's great for Buffalo that they got their regular season Super Bowl out of the way. But let's revisit whether or not we actually have a problem when Buffalo is headed to Kansas City in January.
Let me go around the room real quick, because the thing that's bothering me about this game, that run that Josh Allen made at the end of that game, people are talking about that's MVP caliber.
No, it's not.
What?
Really?
Not MVP caliber?
I mean, I've seen runs like that from lesser people. Steve DeBerg made those runs.
By that
Steve Young
argument,
made
James
those runs
Daniels
too.
should be the runaway MVP favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, really. And I like James Daniels, talented kid, but he's not true MVP. Right now, anybody, it shouldn't be a quarterback award. The MVP should very clearly be Derrick Henry.
Yep. Or Saquon. One of those two should win it this
or
year.
Saquon. I will entertain either one of them. Because I have not seen a single quarterback put up MVP numbers. Nobody.
My argument to that, Seven, the only quarterback really that I think puts up numbers like that would be Burrow this year, but the wins aren't populating for Burrow.
Let's talk about Joe Burrow for a second.
I feel sorry for that man.
Yeah.
You got to.
I feel sorry for that,
So,
man.
hold
That
on,
man
hold
had
on.
3 touchdowns and 356 yards passing and still lost, bro.
Dude,
Ain't the
you
first
throw
time.
What do
9
you
touchdowns.
expect? He's in Cincinnati.
I'll say this about Joe, and then I'll go back to Kansas City real quick. When you throw 9 touchdowns against the team and your record against that team is 0-2, there's something wrong with the team, not that player. My philosophy with the Chiefs, it's nothing. I am in wholeheartedly agreement with 7, right? If I'm the Chiefs, I'm not looking at the undefeated season as the be-all, end-all. Would it be cool to win 17 games in the season? Cool, that's great. What does that accomplish? Because you still have playoff football you got to worry about. So by getting this loss off their back, now it's one less thing of, oh, hey, now we got to worry about that undefeated streak, undefeated season. Now they can go into Carolina, a team on paper the Chiefs should absolutely destroy. We'll see how much Matt Nagy fucks that up. But now you can go in, and at the start of the season, I think everybody on the panel can agree. Baltimore, Buffalo, and maybe Houston were the 3 teams that Kansas City had to worry about losing to this season in a realistic standpoint.
I would have thrown San Diego in there.
You mean the Chargers from LA?
Whatever.
No, dude, I still call him from San Diego, but fuck Dean Spanos because he's a dumbass. But anyway.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I would throw maybe Denver and the Chargers a win out of the 2 that they play. But the only reason I would give Kansas City the edge is the Chargers have a new coach, and it took Harbaugh half a season to get his team up and running before they got to the playoffs with San Francisco. And Denver's running on a rookie quarterback. Now, they're both playing really awesome football, and if the playoffs started today, both Denver and the Chargers would be in the playoffs. So hats off to them because they're making really nice turnarounds. I think in a tougher AFC than it really is this year. I think the AFC is less tight than what the NFC is. But with Kansas City's loss, now it's that get right game, kind of like Christmas when they lost to the Raiders last year. That's their get right
Yeah, it was
game,
great.
right? That's their get right game. Get their head on straight, get the monkeys off their back, and finish off the rest of the season. If we lose to Houston, I actually look at Pittsburgh now as a second loss this year with the way Pittsburgh's been playing. So Houston, maybe Pittsburgh, go into the playoffs 15-2, 14-3, have that momentum as we get ready to take on it. And at the way it's standing right now, Buffalo still has to play. Nope, they played the Dolphins twice. Okay, so they still have San Francisco that they have to play, and San Francisco is a hit or miss. And they still got to play New England, and I know you guys are like, oh, no, it's New England. They're going to beat it. New England's been playing some tough football.
Drake May's playing well.
Exactly. So one of those 2 games, and I know
it was season for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But now that puts Pittsburgh and Buffalo on a collision course. If Pittsburgh doesn't shit the bed, you still have Baltimore that could play spoiler to any one of those. It could be a moot point. Kansas City may not play Buffalo in the playoffs.
See, the problem that Pittsburgh and Baltimore have is they're both really good teams, but that division beats the shit out of each other.
Agreed.
When you come out of that division, you're not 100% because all 4 of those teams just wreck each other physically.
I gotta go to Cal for a second, but then I'm gonna go back to you, 7, because 7 has been really, and I gotta hear this. 7 has been really good with the Lamar Jackson slander, and I gotta hear some of that. But first, let me go to my man Kyle real quick. Kyle, them Eagles got to win against the Redskins. What do you think about the Eagles? And has Washington, has the Commanders maybe fizzled out?
So I'm gonna say this. I'm happy you brought that up. Washington is fake. They're fake as hell. They're pretenders, if you want to call it that. They're 0-4 against teams above 500. 0-4.
Have they lost 4 games?
Yeah, they're 7. I think they're 7-4 because they would have gone 8-3 in this
I
game.
thought they only lost 2 games, so they got beat by the Eagles.
Hold on.
No, they're 0-4 against.
Yeah, they're 7. They're 7-4.
Okay.
Their 4 losses that they've taken this year was against the Buccaneers week 1. They took a loss against the Ravens. They took a loss against the Commanders and a loss against the Eagles. And technically, the Buccaneers now are under 500. So
they play everybody tough, though. Even though they're under 5, they play everybody tough.
They do.
Well, here's the thing with the Redskins
they're under 5.
to go off of what Kyle's saying too with the Redskins. Jaden Daniels has shown a lot of promise as a starting quarterback, but this is about that time of year where the videotape comes out. You can see where the weaknesses are. You can see how to beat somebody, and this is where they start to hit those crucial games where one game can make or break a playoff run. Because, like, one of the great quarterback debates when I was a kid and going into the draft was Drew Bledsoe versus Rick Meyer.
Yep.
And Rick Meyer had a great run going up until about week 6 or 7. And I think it was Dan Reeves figured out Rick Meyer couldn't see on the right. He always threw to the left. So he started stacking his secondary up on the left and forcing Meyer to throw right on man-to-man coverage. And Meyer never recovered from that. And so this is about the time where you see the tape, you see the tendencies, and Jaden Daniels is going to need to adjust. If he could show the potential he's going to show in Washington.
Who the fuck is Will Myers?
Rick Meyer. He was a quarterback out of Notre Dame, taken second overall in the 93 draft.
He knew who he was.
Yeah,
I
know that because I was following. That was the first year that I followed football because I was a big fan of Washington State and Bledsoe got drafted.
Can I just say, Endo, real quick? It was really interesting seeing two Chiefs fans say that the MVP is not a quarterback trophy. That's the first time. Surprise, surprise! First time I've heard you guys say that. Surprise, surprise. Mahomes doesn't have an MVP year, so
he damn sure ain't getting it this year.
It's not that it.
Now it's a running back award.
Mahomes has a really hard time running both Muppet Studios and the Chiefs. Okay.
I mean,
I'm with the favor. The Heisman and the MVP should not be a quarterback-driven trophy. It should go to the best offensive or defensive players that helps their team win. And this year, my opinion is Derrick Henry has taken so much pressure off of Lamar Jackson, and Saquon Barkley has helped elevate that Eagles offense that we haven't seen since they went to the Super Bowl. That is why I would give them one. That is why I would give them the MVP this year.
I'm a running back guy, you know.
Real quick. I gotta go to my boy 7 because 7 got that Lamar Jackson slander. I got to hear this. Go on, 7. Break it down for me.
Lamar Jackson lost because Lamar Jackson had to be a quarterback. That's what happened against the Steelers.
So disrespectful.
No, it's not. It's a fucking fact. That dude is a running back to control.
So disrespectful. No, it's not.
It is true because any time with majority of the time, very limited exception, but it does happen every once in a while. And when you force Lamar Jackson to get out of his element where the run game is the lead, the Ravens lose. The Ravens have a horrible win-loss record when they have to throw 60% or more. If you can't win when you're throwing 60% or more as a quarterback, you're not a quarterback because it's not the weapons. He's got weapons. Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews. He's got weapons.
Real quick, I'm going to name off.
He's an elite. Go ahead.
I'm going to name off Lamar Jackson's completion percentage per game, just real quick. So Chiefs 63.4, 61.8, 72.2, 61.9, 76.9, 77.3, 60.5.
Out of how many attempts?
84. A lot. He's thrown for 300 yards three times in that.
But what's the win-loss record right now?
7-4.
That's good.
He's supposed to be an elite quarterback, but more times than not, when he is supposed to be a quarterback, they lose. Now, some of this, and we talked about this in the group chat, and I've said this before on this show. Part of the problem that they have in Baltimore is Todd Monken is a horrible offensive coordinator. He gets rattled faster than the players do when the play calling goes to shit. It's not just on Lamar. But Todd Monken is easily messed up when they get pushed off script just a little bit.
Yep.
And then he doesn't recover more often than not.
And there's something about there are two teams that he struggles with. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It is the Steelers and the Chiefs.
Yep.
Since Lamar has entered the league, Lamar is 2-9 as a combined record, regular season and playoffs, against the Chiefs and the Steelers. So they're doing something defensively that all other teams should be taking into account. And they're not. That's why against the Bengals, he looked like a very competent quarterback when he's able to run and throw the football. The Browns.
Horrible coaching.
Yeah. It's the Steelers. I like how the Steelers play defense against the quarterbacks in their division because they always seem to knock them off knock them off.
Steelers Ravens is always high pressure, though.
Oh,
I mean, so
absolutely.
that's one of the biggest rivalries in the league.
I would
that's always
argue.
high pressure.
I would argue that it is. The only one that I would think would be bigger would be Green Bay and Chicago, but Chicago's been irrelevant for so long that Pittsburgh and Baltimore is a better.
I'd argue it used to be Dallas, Washington, but that's kind of diminished because both teams have kind of trailed off.
No,
but
I gotta go to John.
Which one?
I got his Vikings.
Other John.
Okay.
He's got a huge win against them Tennessee Titans, 23-13. Man, are the Vikings back?
I mean,
no.
I'm gonna tell you this: we stoop to the level of our opponent, or we raise to the level of our opponent, which fucking sucks. Because the Lions didn't thrash us like they're thrashing everybody else. We played to their level of football.
It's
Rams,
like,
but they also got all their weapons back in that actual game. So I mean, I can't game plan for that shit. But we play the Jaguars. We stoop to the Jaguars level.
I don't see
we
how
don't do shit. Sam throws 3 interceptions.
How did you guys win that game?
I think the Vikings have.
I quit watching. That's why we won. I turned the shit off.
I think they have
every
really
time
bad
I watch,
luck.
they give me a heart attack.
Yeah,
I think they just have really bad luck because every time the Vikings have a team that looks like they can make it, there's always another team that just has that year. Like they'll go 14-2, and Green Bay will be like, "We're 15-1."
Yeah,
they'll go 15-1, and Green Bay will be like, "Made the wild card, beat you in the first round."
Yeah, or 98 Vikings
they
lose to the Falcons off of a stupid ass missed field goal.
2000,
get it. And man, don't bring that shit up.
2000,
Don't bring it up. Let's not bring that shit up, okay?
They just
I don't care.
Really bad luck.
I'm in agreement.
I mean, we can win a playoff game. We're not going to the Super Bowl. If we do, it's gonna shock the shit out of me.
Let me ask you like this:
we can win a playoff game.
Do you see the Vikings?
I got confidence in that. So what?
Because I don't think at this point they're taking the division, which means they're going to be 5, 6, or 7. Because Detroit's going to take the NFC North. If
we beat them once,
do you think they?
I don't know.
They beat Green Bay out for the division or for the first wild card?
I'll see.
You said do we beat Green Bay?
Do you beat Green Bay out?
Yeah. Green Bay just lost again.
I think Detroit is too focused to overtake. I think Detroit will clinch that division.
Well, I'm saying Green Bay takes it. Right now, Minnesota is 8-2 and Green Bay is 7-3. Minnesota this year still has to take on Detroit once. Then they have
Chicago coming up.
Yep. Yeah. Then you have Arizona, Atlanta, Chicago again, Seattle, Green Bay, and Detroit.
Okay, so with Chicago, all you have to
win
do is punter doesn't punt it far away, so you have good field position.
Yeah, I can see that 3 wins, and you get 2 of them against Chicago, so that just means Atlanta can be kind of a coin toss depending on which Kirk Cousins shows up.
Exactly.
I'm scared of Arizona. Arizona's playing damn good football right now.
They are, but
it's the same thing with Seattle, Green Bay, and I don't see you guys beating Detroit because that game, Detroit's going to be on fire for that game, especially if they're still in the hunt for that 1 seed or if they already have it clinched.
Well, we'll see because then if they're is that our last game?
Yeah, and Detroit is your last
and
game.
See, so they could just not play.
And then on the road at Detroit.
So Detroit wraps the season up, benches Goff, benches their key players, throws a B squad out there that could put Minnesota in the playoffs if it comes down to the last game.
If they don't already have a playoff spot clinched by then. Because if Detroit, if Minnesota's still fighting for the division, they're not going to sit their starters down.
They're still the best team. They're still the best team in the NFC right now.
What's up, Dan?
Ando, I feel like you and Seven are walking examples of why the Kansas City Chiefs are ruining the NFL. I literally just the Lamar Jackson thing, dude, is so ridiculous. He's 7-4. He's got an 113 quarterback rating.
Okay.
And it's because you guys have Patrick Mahomes and your stupid Kansas City Chiefs that you think that 10-1 is just like a ho-hum NFL 10-1, like because they do it every year. The Kansas City Chiefs are ruining the NFL.
Dude, they didn't go 10-1 last year. They were at 7-4 at one point.
Well, look
those 7 wins have nothing to do with Derrick Henry.
Let's go ahead then, and we're gonna go back and we're gonna give Dak the MVP for that year when he got injured, and 2 weeks later he still led the league in passing yards. Because with those stats like that, he should just automatically be considered a top tier elite quarterback.
I'm starting to think. I mean, okay, so results wise, he is elite. But like, yes, I understand. That's what I'm saying with you guys in the Kansas City Chiefs, though.
I mean,
like this is like supposed to be like every year we go 10-1. Like, no, that's not normal, guys. Like, it's not a normal.
Wait,
Patrick Mahomes is not a normal thing. That's what I'm saying.
You guys aren't used to going 10-1.
Who's you guys?
You guys' team.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You guys don't do that. You guys don't do that every year.
Look, we all know Taylor Swift is a great head coach. Okay.
Hey, he draws up plays.
You know, and Jackson Mahomes is an absolute. I mean, that guy, stand-up individual.
But check this out, though. Of all of the AFC quarterbacks right now that'll go to the playoffs, all right? Who you trust more out of all of them? Again, think about it. Lamar Jackson's 2-4 in the playoffs. I don't trust him. I trust Russell Wilson more than I trust him.
I was about to say, I trust Russell the most.
I'll answer it like this.
Real
Would
talk.
you trust Lamar now that he has Derrick Henry, or is that trust factor still gone?
No.
You got to give him the ball, too, because they only gave him the ball 13 times yesterday.
Agree.
Thank you.
If you can get
13 times, and you're not down
Greg
big.
Munch's head out of his ass and change the game plan for the offense, I would trust Lamar more.
Can we
just for whatever reason against a really tough team, says, okay, guys, what's been working this year? Giving the ball to Derrick Henry. All right, so we're going up against this defense. Fuck it, we're going to put the ball in Lamar's hand. Take the ball out of Lamar's hands and give it to Derrick only in situations where Lamar knows 3rd and short, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, where his legs are his best attributes, where he spreads the defense out. Put him in situations like that, and that is where Lamar thrives. It's why Josh Allen is doing so well this year, because they're putting the ball in his hands in situations where they know Josh can succeed.
Lamar is fucked if they got to go on the road.
Yep,
No,
I agree.
I'm not
I agree.
disputing that.
He's fucked.
I agree.
If they have to play Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, lost.
Yeah.
If he has to play Josh Allen and them in Buffalo,
I don't see a situation where Baltimore wins the division, so they have to play on the road.
Yep.
Can we just appreciate too, just regardless, Derrick Henry, the epitome of just juicing monster, and 8,500 high school rushing yards, 400 some touchdowns. That Derrick Henry, like that is he is an absolute.
He's a goddamn.
It's a marvel to watch, man. Like I love running backs. That's why I was like, oh, now MVP's a running back award, man. Like
I've said multiple times in years past that the MVP.
Absolutely.
There's not the usage of running backs like there was.
What was it last year that they gave the MVP to Lamar when it should have gone to Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Why don't they just go back just to when Derrick Henry was in high school and in a game he got 58 touches? All right, let's give it to him 58 fucking times, and I bet you're going to have a lot of 3rd down and 1s, and he's going to get a lot of 3rd down and 1s.
Yeah.
And then every like 7 plays, you just do a play action with Lamar on a bootleg, and that's it. You just run that all fucking game, and I feel like you're winning playoff games at that point.
Because then Lamar Jackson would just be Trent Dilfer.
Fuck that. Don't forget.
You wouldn't, though.
Don't forget. Eric ran them the fuck out the playoffs.
And they don't have Ray Lewis.
He ran them.
Don't forget Trent won, though. Trent won.
Trent Dilfer only won because of that fucking defense.
Yeah.
That defense, that defense shut out Oakland. That defense shut out Tennessee. That defense shut out the Giants.
Yep.
No touchdowns were allowed in the playoffs against the Ravens. The only touchdown that was scored was on special teams. That
defense made Tony Banks look good. Come on.
Future forbidden subjects list.
Definitely made Tony Banks look good too.
Yeah. Future forbidden subjects on. Yeah. Tony Banks. Yeah. We can't talk about Trent Dilfer anymore on the Sports Report. I have a dry erase board that I read all the forbidden. So like, don't talk about it.
Why can't we talk about Trent Dilfer?
So TD12 we can't talk about.
Any Asian accents is on there too.
Damn it! You're taking half.
Can I mention the free bowl of soup you're supposed to get with that hat?
Please, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. It's a cup of coffee. It's a fucking latte, whatever. That's what's free.
All right, you guys. I got one more football topic, and then after that, we'll go ahead and get into some basketball.
Was that an old joke, Ambrose? Like old people wear
Clearly,
fedoras?
have you ever seen Caddyshack?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, then you haven't paid enough attention.
What about it?
Watch it again.
There's a guy that wears a fedora?
Yeah, it says, hey, look at this hat. You get a free bowl of soup if you buy this piece of shit.
Yeah, that was Rodney Dangerfield when he walked into the country club the first time.
Okay.
But it looks good on you, though.
I wasn't aware it was a fedora. I don't know.
Sorry,
It's funny when you have to
explain
explain it.
The best part of Caddyshack was when the dude walks up to the candy bar in the swimming pool and he goes duty and swims away. That's the best part.
Yes.
Hands down.
Let me ask y'all this. Right now, Monday Night Football, we got the Texans up on the Cowboys 20-10. Has CJ Stroud regressed?
Of course he did. It's his sophomore year.
He got figured out.
Yeah.
Exactly like Ambrose was talking about. They got film on him. I mean, he's a good quarterback. It's just he's not going to look as explosive. He's not going to look as next level because they figure out what he does well, what he doesn't do well, and then that's all those defense coordinators do. It's just key on that. So like,
if he's worth his money, he'll have a bad 3 or 4 games. He'll adjust and he'll get back to form.
Exactly. Great players evolve.
He was balling before what's name got hurt. Though.
Nico Collins.
Yeah, before Nico,
yeah.
I would say I wish they would have called that play a touchdown on the very first play of the game. Stupid.
And the run game, it ain't quite the same as they had.
No.
Right. So. I think he's an exceptional, probably top 5 quarterback athlete. CJ Stroud is for just for throwing the ball. Like can run a little bit, obviously, but he doesn't really.
He doesn't like to.
Right.
Yeah, he don't like to.
Good,
he never
right?
liked to since he was at Ohio State. He didn't like it.
That's the kind of quarterbacks you want. You know what I'm saying? Like you want.
I mean, that's the more interesting thing is that an Ohio State quarterback is having this much success. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Well, Joe Burrow's succeeding, so
it's almost like you want your quarterbacks to be a little bit squeamish. Like Patrick Mahomes, a little bit like he doesn't want to take hard hits. That's a good thing. That means he's not getting injured. Like if they're trying to not get hit the whole time, like. You know what I'm saying? And be able to move your body in a way that you don't take hard hits is
but Patrick
an underrated
Mahomes,
attribute.
Patrick Mahomes is like Gumby. Like the man dislocated his kneecap and came back the next week. That's not natural.
And he doesn't ever take hard shots either. If you watch it, like, he'll take some like accidental hard shots, like they kind of hit weird places. But like he doesn't ever take solid shots from anybody. He's either getting out of bounds. He'll fucking like do like little wiggles to get on the ground, basically. And it's such an underrated skill for a quarterback, dude, for real. Because like he doesn't ever take hard shots. So he's in the game the whole time. I mean,
his defense is unmatched.
He has finesse. He has finesse.
Yeah.
You think you have Mahomes dead to right, and he does something, and you're like, how the hell did he pull that off?
He also uses the sideline, and he uses the fact that he knows he's not going to get hit on the sideline as an advantage, which is I would too. I mean, it's kind of dirty, not going to lie to you, but like he's doing like the thing where he's going out of bounds, they can't hit him, and he just goes down the sideline.
He's got the awareness of the field that Kurt Warner had, but he has the mobility to take it to another level, which is really strange. Because Kurt Warner had like the field vision. I don't think anyone had as good field vision as Kurt Warner did. And Patrick Mahomes has that field vision, but he can also move. Warner was a statue.
I'm just saying, if he does that fake out of bounds shit, like he knows nobody's going to hit him, and then he goes on the sideline for 6 more yards again. If I'm on that other team, I'm taking a shot. I don't even care if he's 3 yards out of bounds. I'm fucking getting the suspension because that's kind of fucked up, dude. You're using the fact that we can't hit you now. Okay, we're agreeing on that. We're conceding that we can't hit you, and you're taking advantage of it by beating our defense further by like, oh, can't hit me over here, and then like, I'm taking a shot.
I'm gonna say it like this: there needs to be an amendment to the roughing the passer rule. If the quarterback is running and past the line of scrimmage, I think he should be eligible for a hit. Personally speaking,
because I think it's akin to a goalie in hockey. If a goalie leaves the crease, you can check him.
Yeah, I just
like
the game protects the quarter. Okay, let me hear you, Savin.
Well, here's what I'm going to say about that. The way that with the shots to the head are against the rule for anything. You can't lead with your head. That's always been against the rule. But like,
then making helmet to helmet, they'll call it roughing the passer.
Right. And I agree with that. The other thing that you have to that has to happen is if he's doing that and then he takes a shot, they had better not call roughing the passer because of the fact that he's done that. Now, if a quarterback is running and he gives himself up, obviously the protection still stands. I don't have a problem with that. But he's not giving himself up. You got to take the shot. That's football. yes, that's my quarterback, but I would call for that against any other quarterback. So I'm a hypocrite if I say when it's my own, especially with being fucking Patrick Mahomes, all the special treatment that everybody claims he gets.
Overall, though, why don't we just get some flags on and go 7-on-7?
Okay, since we got since we have the quarterbacks as the main focus of conversation and everyone's still here, I got a question to ask. Is the pocket passer dead? Has the quarterback position evolved past the pocket passer, or what is there room for a pocket passer in the league?
There is.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's a pocket passer.
Right, and so is Patrick Mahomes technically.
But they have mobility. I'm talking about classic pocket passing.
There is a difference between being a mobile pocket quarterback and just grabbing the ball and running. Lamar Jackson is a scrambling quarterback who looks to throw if the opportunity is there. Patrick and Joe Burrow, and I'll throw Trevor Lawrence into it. You don't see him scramble as much, but those guys will sit in the pocket.
No, that's more. You got Justin Herbert, Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think they're mobile pocket passers. That's more of a hybrid. But I'm talking about like the Drew Bledsoe.
Defensive ends and tackles now, they're way too athletic to have those type of quarterbacks.
So the days of Drew Bledsoe, Kurt Warner, Warren Moon, all that's gone.
No, dude, you can't throw Warren Moon in that pocket.
That's just the evolution of the sport, though, too. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine with it. I just was wondering, do you think there's ever going to be a future for a traditional pocket passer again?
I mean, Jared Goff is like those guys. Jared Goff is like those guys of the NFL today. Like, yeah, he can move a little bit. Like, that is the pocket passer, like the Drew Bledsoe, like you're talking about. Like, that's that version of that today. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to hurt you with. Tom Brady was a pocket passer.
Yes.
A pure pocket passer. Peyton Manning was
he have a choice.
Exactly. They don't have a choice. That's why they're pocket passers.
Him and Peyton Manning did not have a choice.
Are they limited?
Peyton Manning ran like Frankenstein.
They have to use their mind, I guess.
Remember that time that Peyton Manning ran that like 10-yard touchdown in against
the
Cowboys?
Man, can't ever forget it, man. Faked the whole defense out.
Yep.
The entire, he faked me out. I wasn't even playing.
Yeah. So. Seven, what's your thoughts on Burrow, man? You got a thought on Burrow. Let's hear it.
Burrow, so let's look at it realistically with how things are going in Cincinnati. If it came out tomorrow, Adam Schefter tweeted out, Joe Burrow has asked for a trade after this. Yeah, nobody would like. There might be like some outliers that are a-holes that would be like, no, you've got to stay loyal. But on the whole, most people would be like, that makes sense. Okay. And honestly, I think the two best spots for Burrow to go where he would actually get successful and have some protection.
Minnesota.
Don't say the Jets.
New Orleans and Indianapolis.
I can go to New Orleans, but you got to get weapons in New Orleans to help them out.
Vikings would be awesome.
I want to see him go to Vegas.
I don't think Vegas runs into that problem where they don't have the weapons. Minnesota makes sense.
I'm gonna add a layer to this because I think the ultimate best spot for Joe Burrow, wherever Bill Belichick goes.
He's not going to Philly.
How do we even know Bill Belichick is going to go to a team?
Philly's actually interesting. Philly's actually interesting.
Obviously, if he goes to Burrow's not going to Philly. But if Belichick doesn't go to Philly, because we've got a lot of open spots here, New Orleans is going to be open. Not saying he's going to go there, but it's a possibility. Indy. The honorable mentions were Tennessee is another spot where I think it would be interesting to see him there. And then Vegas was the other one, but I don't.
Yeah, Belichick is friends with Dana White, and Dana White could get him to come to Vegas.
What about Jacksonville?
Does it make anybody else oddly happy that Bill Belichick screws 25-year-old women?
No, because I can't land 25-year-old women.
He's 70. Right. And
I'm single.
He's living the dream.
Right.
He's living the dream. I mean, the guy looks like Ma Fratelli from the Goonies, and he's bagging 25-year-old women. I mean,
we're on to Cincinnati. Let's go to Cincinnati. Come on. We're on to Cincinnati.
That man, yes. That man has worked his ass off for that pussy, Ambrose, okay? He has worked every day of his life.
Like I said,
he looks like the mom from the Goonies.
Yeah.
He put in work. He put in some work.
Cincinnati fucked up. They fucked up. Jamar Chase is playing lights out. So now you got to
Higgins balled out.
You got to pay him.
Right, okay, so now the next question then, Seven, is how does Cincinnati move off that contract? Because didn't they just give him like a $55 million a year contract?
But here's the thing: you're forgetting the fact that a team that's getting Joe Burrow is going to be incentivized to take a bunch of that contract.
Okay.
And all of these teams that we've listed that would benefit, most of them are going to have plenty of cap room. I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody short of New Orleans having some cap issues. Indy does not have a cap problem. Tennessee, Vegas, they don't have.
I was under the impression New Orleans was actually over the cap.
Oh, we're way over. We're like 86 million. We're like 86 million over the cap.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of dead money on that. I think a lot of
do what the Raiders did with Antonio Brown. You send him somewhere. You say we'll pay his contract. Don't worry about it.
They don't have a choice with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown was a cancer, dude.
Yeah, that's different.
But it's the same deal. If you want to worry about the money, it's the same deal.
Okay, all right.
If he wants out, you assume the money.
This is why Indy makes solid sense. Because if you're going to be eating some of the contract, getting Anthony Richardson in the trade, you're at least still getting a quarterback-esque type guy. He already needs a fresh start. Anthony Richardson already needs a fresh start. So you put him in a spot where he can, where they're going to be less talking about him trying to take himself out of a fucking game. And Joe Burrow gets
they put him on punishment because he got his job back.
But I gotta say, the kid came out and played against the Jets. Like he came out and played.
Really? The Jets? Wow! Oh my God! That must have taken balls.
So our next week, are we going to be bragging about Patrick Mahomes cutting up the fucking Carolina secondary?
Personally, I would not. I mean, I'll just be like, "Hey, good game, Patrick. Do it against the defense that matters."
No, you guys are probably talking about how the running back is an MVP position now.
Oh, gosh.
Shit, that's right.
First fucking time I've heard out of either one of your mouths.
No,
first time.
No,
you guys are all on the quarterback award.
I'm going to say that's bullshit, Dan. I'm going to say that's bullshit. I'm throwing bullshit flag on that, bro.
It's about as much bullshit as that Dwayne Wade statue, all right?
Hey, everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Dan is trying to DJ a white woman's bachelorette party right now.
Yes. I love it. Ambrose looks like he just took the walk of shame from some chick's apartment down the hall.
Oh, man.
Look at him.
Maybe I did.
Where's your hat, dude? You always wear your hat. Did you leave your hat at the fat woman's place?
Nah, I got to let the curls out. It's winter.
Oh, my God, man.
Ambrose looks like women take a walk of shame from him even when they're leaving, even if they have to leave their own house.
Yes.
Ain't no shame in my part.
He is very apparently Jewish.
Ambrose is that guy that gets called on Brooke and Jubal in the morning about the second date update. And they're like, yeah, you haven't heard from this guy named Ambrose? Oh, shit, that guy. Let me tell you how that date went.
Ando looks like that type of guy who has to ask why she's pressing charges.
Yes.
I got to have a date first before I can ask, man.
All right, you guys. All
Ambrose's middle name is Ex Parte.
All right, you guys. I did want to go ahead and talk about a little bit of the NBA. Let's go ahead and hit the hardwood, guys, and we'll finish up the show. All right, Dan, I got a question for you, my friend. Okay. What is going on with your LA Lakers?
The same shit that's been going on for 3 years. They basically they need to make, like I've been saying, they need to make LeBron James the head coach. You just co-head coach with JJ, because that's pretty much what it is anyway. It's weird, man. It just got real weird. And I'm gonna say something here, guys. It's LeBron James's fault, probably in the end here.
Wait. Are we recording this?
I have it on real
quick. Guys, you know what this is called? This is called playing it straight down the line and actually looking at facts and stuff about the argument between MJ and LeBron. No, I'm just
playing it straight down the line. I don't do that no more, man.
I know. Okay, well, because he's a fairy tale. But yeah, he's a fairy tale. Fairy tale. Jesus Jordan. No. But
Black Jesus, Jesus, Air Jordan, or Michael. That's what.
Wait, what's going on? Why is LeBron distracted? Did he get to page 2?
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying he's distracted. I'm saying that it's probably hard to play on the same team as that guy at this point through
his son?
almost no fault of his own, definitely fault of his own, but like there's a lot of like that's not really his because he's obviously the GOAT. So it's like there's a thing there about that, and like he's obviously knows he is, and like that dude's probably a weird guy. All right, at this point you got to be a little bit probably seriously. What is his life like, guys? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? Like he's like, what is his life like on a daily basis? Like at this point, he is out of touch. Okay,
I don't know, man. I look at pictures of him. It just looks like he doesn't know how to read.
Bro, he's out of touch with reality for sure. He's out of touch with reality for sure. Hold on.
He's always on page 1.
Hold on.
I mean, my thing with the Lakers. And even though they're 9-4 right now in the standings,
I was going to say, what's wrong with the Lakers?
My answer,
they need interior defense. And it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world for them to get in the trade market.
They have the best interior defender in the NBA.
When he plays,
he's played, dude. He's the last 2 seasons.
He's hurt now.
Anthony Davis has been the most, but he has though.
Okay,
for the last year and a half.
Well, let me ask you this: if you switch the roles between the Bulls
2
and the
years
Lakers,
ago,
you would
yes.
not be happy that we're 9-4.
Say what?
I said if you switched the Bulls and the Lakers record and we were 9-4, would you be bitching?
I would be bitching, but I'm just saying they need interior.
No. The Lakers are 9-4. According to the record via ESPN, they're 9-4.
Oh, okay.
They're 9-4.
They are third. They're third place in
they're
third place in the West behind Golden State, who is 10-2,
So
and Oklahoma City, who is 11-3.
Well, apparently the actual answer to that question is nothing. There's nothing wrong with it.
Why are we talking about the Lakers like they're?
They need to trade. They need to trade D'Angelo Russell and get some interior defense. That's what they need to do.
They can't get rid of him. Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants that fool.
They cannot get rid of him. He has to be packaged.
Nope.
They have to get rid of him.
If you watch the Lakers,
How about this? How about this?
Wait.
We will. The Bulls will take D'Angelo Russell. We will give you Lonzo Ball.
No, we
because
won't.
Lonzo Ball can't stay healthy and stay on the goddamn court.
That's
you
even
take
worse.
Lonzo. We'll take D'Angelo.
Who gets Anthony Davis's eyebrows?
Will, one thing wrong with the
You
Lakers.
mean his unibrow?
Will, one thing wrong with the Lakers is they
About to
start
say
an
he has
American
an eyebrow.
Because that's the only thing
Eyebrows.
keeping LeBron in line.
Have eyebrows.
Not 2-1.
What was that, Dan?
There is one thing wrong with the Lakers, and that is that they start a white American guy. So that's not a good start. Honestly, it's not.
Maybe LeBron trusts him to do his taxes.
Wait,
bro.
Larry
Maybe
Bird
that's why
came out of
he's playing.
retirement?
Name Austin Reeves. There's one. Keep going. I'll
Gotta be
wait.
naming white people who are starting.
White American guys in the NBA that play.
Connect.
Tyler Hero.
Connect
Joey
Tyler
JoJo Jr.
Hero.
Shabadoo.
But that's the
I'm just
only
saying.
way they can get rid of D'Angelo Russell. He has to be packaged with Austin Reeves.
For sure.
That's the only way they can get rid of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a quick
Trade him for Zach
clarification. I wanna make
LaVine.
sure I'm thinking about the right person. D'Angelo Russell, that's the one that came into the season this year looking like a gayer version of 1999 Cisco, right?
Yes, yeah. He was channeling Blondie dreads from Bad Boys 2. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Yeah, Blondie dreads.
you shouldn't have done that.
Those things are like this thick, dude. They're awesome. I actually like them.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I don't like white people with dreadlocks. They always smell like blue cheese.
I don't
He's
like
not-
white people, period.
And
And then the thing,
Okay,
that
I'm right.
kills me.
D'Angelo Russell is black. So.
Yes.
Damn.
Oh my God! Is this
All right,
another
just
Jordan
making
Love
sure.
or Arthur
That
Smith?
No,
Jordan
no,
Love.
Ando's the one that said he was white. No, don't even look at me this time. Ando's the one
Ambrose
that
said
said
it. Yeah, Ambrose said
I
it.
was trying to
Yeah.
figure
Nah, that
out
was me.
what happened.
Okay,
All
just
right.
checking. I
Yeah,
knew
okay,
D'Angelo
Ambrose,
was
right.
black.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
shit,
an
man.
I meant Ambrose. That's why I was pointing out. Ambrose is the one that said it.
Anybody with an apostrophe in their name, I'm assuming is black, and I'm sorry. but
That's not really. I mean, maybe.
Now there's another team that's got some issues too. They're playing and they're not playing the way they played last season, and that's the New York Knicks. They're not playing the way they played last season based on the defense.
Okay. They have a new superstar at center that they're trying to still get implemented into the fold. You had a team last year that basically played team ball.
SOFT.
Wait,
Oh.
I'm shocked. Are we talking about how the Knicks are disappointing people?
Yeah.
So my philosophy with the Knicks is they got Karl Anthony Towns. How much time before the preseason started?
Well, and their best player's 5'10". That doesn't help either.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Brunson
Jalen
believes that the
Brunson.
ball should be in his hands.
That's not even like
He's a great player.
numbers.
No, dude, and he is.
He's a great player, especially for being 5'10" for real. That's amazing.
That's my height. I can't shoot for shit. And Jalen, way to go,
Awesome.
Jalen.
It's amazing. Yeah.
But
also not an advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're taking what worked for your team last year and you're changing your foundation on the fly. That's why the Knicks are struggling. Once they get an offense that's built around Brunson and Towns, and you can get them their touches that are necessary to play, the Knicks will be fine. I still think Towns is a top 5 center. Once you get him acclimated to the foundation and the fundamentals that they want to run in New York, the team will be fine. They're 8-6. They're one of 4.
Sorry, they became a shittier version of like the Timberwolves in the East.
Exactly. And dude, let's look at the East, right? I got the East's records pulled up. Cleveland is a surprising 15-0. Cool. Boston is 11-3. Orlando is 8-6. New York is 8-6. Miami is 6-7.
So
at this point right now, you have time. With as bad as the East
Of course you have time. There's 82 games in a season.
Well,
dude,
Cleveland,
teams right now above 500 in the East.
The Cleveland thing too is literally like I talk about every year. So like the beginning of the NBA season is a lot for the young guys. I think a lot of the veterans kind of like it's a slow into the season kind of thing. They're not playing 100%. I think it really happens. And I think Cleveland has the perfect mix of like they have vets that are still young though. And that whole roster is basically young. And it's like they were good last year, and they're going to be good. It's not, but they aren't 15-0 good. But like,
and
they're going to be good. That's what's going on.
They won their last game that they played with Mitchell on the bench because Mitchell took a day off, and that team still clicked. Cleveland's a force to be reckoned with this year.
And
I'll agree with Dan because from a physical standpoint, NBA, the basketball and hockey play the same amount of time a year, and they're both as physically demanding. But you have a lot less people on a basketball team, so you got to run the young guys early. Like hockey, you can at least hide the young guys on a third line or a second line. Basketball, you have to let the young guys run. You can't hide them,
right?
And you have to have them out there playing.
Yeah, and most of the teams that are young they suck. Okay, so like they're running the young guys because they have to run the young guys. Yeah. Cleveland has young guys that are already established, legitimate NBA players that are still hungry enough to be playing every game at the beginning of the season because I think it does. Dude, 82 games is fucking way too much, by the way. Good God, man. Like, that's half of a baseball season. And I know that baseball is not as physically demanding as basketball is. I know that.
Hey, that's sprint to first base is hard.
Bartolo Colon.
My concern with the Knicks is, you dealing with Tom Thibodeau. And you know how he is when it comes to rookies.
I'd like to hear Mike Tyson say Tom Thibodeau's name.
Tom Thibodeau.
Another concern of mine with the Knicks is the fact that, and we call him soft too, but Rudy hit a lot of defensive deficiencies from Cat.
Absolutely.
There's nobody with the Knicks that can do that, at least until Mitchell Robinson gets back, and we don't know when that is. So that's my only concern with the Knicks.
Will, why do people shit on? I got a question for you. Why do people shit on fucking Rudy Gobert so much? Because it's because of the defensive players of the. Well, yeah, he's soft for sure. I'll get soft, obviously, but like, I mean, I think it might be the defensive player of the year. So I think they were just like, we don't want a soft guy winning a bunch of defensive player of the year.
He shouldn't have got it last year. If I'm not mistaken, it was last year.
Dude, they're putting a lot of stock in his rebounding, which I get it. It is the defensive rebound, understood. But at the same time, like, is it defense or is it that's the start of a transition. I don't know. But like, he gets a lot of blocks. He's obviously, dude, he's incredibly long. He's 7'2" or whatever. And he's got, that wingspan's ridiculous. So I understand that he's obviously a force to be reckoned with at the rim. But like, I just don't know why people shit on him so much, I guess. It's probably because he has 4 fucking defensive player of the year. Is that correct? 4 of them?
That's not right.
Wow.
But we don't like him because he's soft. That's why we don't like him.
Because he's winning defensive player of the years, and soft players should not win defensive player of the year. Defensive players, a lot of them can just go on fucking.
Like maybe his first 2, okay, cool. You know, we had no shot blockers like that. But
one of them, Giannis should have got one. Giannis should have definitely got.
For sure.
Giannis should have got one.
I just think the Knicks, as long as James Dolan owns that team, there's no motivation to put a winner out there. He's kind of like Jerry Reinsdorf. He owns Madison Square Garden. He owns the Rangers. He owns the Knicks. Everything he does with those teams is pure profit. He owns the network that Madison Square Garden plays its games on. He gets 100% of the ticket revenue minus whatever he has to pay the visiting team. Everything he does is a profit, and there's no motivation to bring home a championship. So, I mean, as long as he owns the Knicks, and to a lesser extent, because somehow the Rangers have managed to be successful and make a Stanley Cup, and I can't figure it out because it's not because of him.
It's because it's hockey.
He's a terrible owner. But as long as he owns the Knicks suffer, and he's got to sell them off. I mean, he won't, but they're not going to win a championship until the Dolan family has no involvement with that team.
All right, let's go ahead and get on out of here for the night. We have been on a little bit over an hour.
Did you guys talk about Tyson already?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
I missed it.
What are your thoughts, Dan? Let's get it real quick.
Yeah, well, your thoughts.
It was. I don't know. It was sad. No, I think the whole thing was sad. I think that in some way Tyson stood out there and just took shots from Jake Paul as like a punishment to himself for selling out, and like it was a weird kind of deal for me. Like I was like, he just seemed, dude. Even when they introduced him, he didn't seem like badass Mike Tyson. He seemed like sad Mike Tyson. Like I was just like, he looks like he's not happy. Like this isn't something.
He knew the outcome.
Dude, yes, it was totally fucking. It was a WWF fight. Sorry, guys. But like,
is it me or does every time someone sees the Paul brothers, doesn't it look like they just like beat up like 50 nerds
in an 80s movie? Thank you, Ambrose. That's what I was gonna say. You guys see the post? You guys see the post fight shit? This is how I know Mike Tyson is not Mike Tyson anymore. That guy doesn't live in there anymore. When fucking he said, "Oh, are you done fighting, Mike?" and he goes, "I might fight his brother." And Logan Paul looked at Mike Tyson and said, "I'd fucking kill you, Mike." Into the microphone.
Yeah.
It was completely serious. Did you guys see that part?
Yeah.
And
yet, and Logan's the one that sucks. I don't have anything really against Jake. Jake did some shitty movies. Logan's the one that's just an asshole.
That was an asshole. Like, it was the most asshole comment. Like basically, like just like he was being serious. Like he wasn't being like, "Oh, I'd kill you, Mike," like joking around. Like he was like, "I'd fucking kill you." Like,
because for backstory on that, Logan was trying to save face on that because he was mad that Jake Paul booked that fight. And he thought it should have been his. So he's been telling everyone and their mother that like he turned that fight down. And everyone's like, no one ever even offered you the fight, Logan.
Let's just say I hope in another dimension that Logan Paul and 20-year-old Mike Tyson meet in an alley somewhere and there's nobody around to hear Logan Paul scream. That's what that made me feel like.
That.
That's what it made me feel like. I was like, motherfucker, are you? Do you know who you just said that to? Do you know
the ultimate karma would be if they met in the suicide forest?
And because he's an old man, Logan Paul probably could beat the shit out of him. Okay, understandable at this point. Fucking Tyson's out there with one fucking leg, like, come on, looking like a St. Joe stripper with a knee brace on and shit. Like,
all right, you guys, we gotta get out of here. I appreciate everybody coming on. Thank y'all for coming through. And we'll see you guys again next week right here on the Sports Report podcast. Everyone have a great week. Have a safe week. Real quick, 7 for Rob Manfred.
Fuck Rob
Manfred.
Fuck Jerry Jones.
There you go. By Jerry Jones.
I kind of like Rob Manfred.
He's dumb.
He's done some good things for Major League Baseball, okay, guys? He has. His name's Karen.